Hello, my name is Hannah, and today we're building a micro home in Evergreen Harbor, and this is another of the 32 square squares. I don't know, The Sims doesn't really have a measurement unit other than those tiles. So it's 32 tiles, and it's very small. It only has one bedroom, and it didn't have a bathroom until I went to go take screenshots. So there is not a bathroom being recorded for this video because I entirely forgot to do that. I have done that in several of my micro homes because I'm so worried about having a space to eat and a space to watch TV and sleep that I just entirely forgot about putting a bathroom. And so after, when I was taking my screenshots, I did put a bathroom. It's a portable bathroom, kind of. It's those ones that I think some of them are base game, but I think this one might be from City Living or something. I don't really remember. I don't also know if you can see it in the screenshots, so I'm not really sure. But it's one of those two stall things, buildings that just come and you can place them down. Usually put them on public lots and stuff you see them at the park or stuff like that. Not a library, but the park ones. I don't know what they're called, just a public restroom kind of thing that they come with. And I put one of those in the back. I kind of made it seem like it was kind of normal, like it was supposed to be there, because inside I really didn't have anywhere for a bathroom to go because I entirely forgot about it. And so it didn't fit inside in the 32 tiles at all. And I couldn't make more tiles because that's kind of the point is for it to be 32 tiles. So I was just okay, what do I do now? And so I put one of those public restrooms out back, and I thought it worked fine because then you can go to the bathroom. There is a sink downstairs in the kitchen, I do believe, but you'd have to go somewhere to get your hygiene up if you didn't want to use the sink. You could put a bathtub or a swimming pool, because I'd say both of those would fit just fine on this lot. But it's a 30 by 20 lot, and most of the lot is not covered by the house because it's only 16 tiles for the bottom of the house, and then it just goes up from there. But it's mostly covered with patio area and then plants, and then I added an area for growing food because it's Evergreen Harbor, their whole thing is sustainability and eco-friendly stuff. So I put 6 or 8 patches of these planting things that you can see me putting down right now. I don't remember how many I put down. I think it's 8. That's what I think. Yeah, you can see right 8. So but it's basically just a bunch of plants and a bunch of places you can grow food and plants and stuff like that. And a lot of time you spend outdoors, a lot of space you can just spend outdoors. And then as little indoor space as possible. It's a micro home. You could technically make it smaller, but I think it would be very uncomfortable. And there's no perks to living below the 32 tiles. So I thought this was pretty fun. And they have a huge dining area. I think it's got 6 chairs outside, and it's got a grill, but the inside has a 2-seater couch, and it's got a full 4 tiles of kitchen. And so it's very nice, and it just doesn't have a bathroom inside. That's the only thing it doesn't have. But it's got a pretty the entire top story is for the bedroom. It's got a 2 wide bed or a double bed. There's no children in this one, so it's probably better than the last micro home I did because you're not sharing the space with 8 people. You're just sharing it with either just the singular sim or 2 sims. So it's a lot less crowded, but I went with more of a black and white modern kind of touch with it because I felt it fit with the outside, it being a cube, and also with the sustainability. I feel modern always seems to go with that. I don't really know why, but it always seems to go with it. And so it's a lot of black and white. I think there's some green, maybe just a little bit with some plants or something, but the outside is very colorful with the plants, and it has a green roof, so it's very colorful on the outside, mostly black and white on the inside. But I thought it was kind of cool, kind of fancy, someone paid probably a lot of money to live here because it's very fancy on the inside, but it's still kind of small. But that's about it for the house. So we're gonna move on to stuff that I've done this week. So the first thing is a story. It's kind of funny, kind of depends on who you are asking. But so it starts a couple days ago at lunch. So background information, we eat lunch, my friend group, in the place we called the concourse. It's because it is a concourse. If you do Google concourse, it's the first definition. If you want a definition, it's just big hallway, usually concrete. it's very self-explanatory. It is a big concrete hallway, but that's where we eat, and it's basically just like 3 or 4, lunch tables, like very stereotypically lunch tables for schools, just down there, like the ones that fold up in the middle. Yeah, so we eat down there. And there's like, in a lot of the schools, I don't know everywhere if this is like that, but all the schools I've gone to have like a bunch of artwork and like tapestries and stuff all over the walls. And so it deals with one of those. It's a big glass box with I don't even know what's in it, but it's a tapestry of some sort, I'm fairly positive, or some kind of like stone artwork, something big square hanging on the wall. That's background information. It will make sense later. But one of my friends was dared to throw someone's ID up there, which is just a lanyard with a ID on it. So they were like told to throw it up there because the other person whose ID it was didn't think they would get it up there. And so they got it up there, and so we couldn't get it back down. We spent a good half of lunch that day that it got stuck up there, trying to get it down with like mac and cheese bowls and like different like items and like people trying to get it up there and like get it down. But it had been like the whole like lanyard thing wasn't sticking down at all. It was all on top of this glass box where the artwork was. And so we were trying to be careful because, it's art. I'm fairly positive. I haven't really looked at it. For me watching this entire process happen, I have literally no idea what this artwork is about, like in the slightest, but it's a big glass box, so we were trying not to break it. So these mac and cheese bowls are, the plastic, they're not plastic, they're like, they're like decomposable, like bowls that like barely hold their shape. So they weren't gonna break it and all of that. So we were very like, don't break the glass thing. We don't need any more trouble than we are. And so, this kid doesn't actually eat at our lunch table. He just kind of comes like halfway through lunch to just like stand nearby and talk to everybody. He's like good friends with one of the people that sits at our table, and so they kind of come, and they've invited some other people that are like barely known more recently. So they just kind of stand there. It's kind of weird, but it's fine. It's not bothering anybody. So but it's just this one kid, and so he didn't get his ID back that entire like day. And so the next day he came with like a temporary ID, which is just a sticker that has all of the stuff that the regular ID has, but it's just a sticker. And so we were trying the next day to get it back because, there's an ID on top of the artwork. Someone's going to notice it at some point, and that kid is going to get probably in trouble, is what we were kind of thinking. Like, their ID is on top of like this big glass box. That's not good. But we accidentally, or maybe kind of purposely, they were probably watching us, but we caught the attention of like the security that were like down there, that were supposed to be like making sure we don't like, I don't know, start a food fight or whatever. I don't know, I feel like that would be really funny if they did, but I have not seen a singular food fight yet. That's kind of disappointing. In my second year of high school, no food fights. Kind of lame. But they saw us like throwing stuff up there, and they were like, what's stuck up there? And like this person is like kind of okay. They're like kind of have a sense of humor, kind of not. They're kind of strict. It's okay. But they got it down with a broom. It took a very long time, but he has his ID back now. It was stuck up there for a very long time, like a day and a half, and no one like got it down, or no one noticed, because they didn't notice until that day, because they hadn't like seen us throwing stuff at it the day before or something, or they were just like, they're just throwing bowls at the artwork, it's fine, we'll just leave them, high school students or something, I don't really know. But it was really funny. I have a couple of parts of it filmed because I thought that was funny, and also because one of them told me to film it, so I was like, okay, because they wanted to like see them, because they were throwing the mac and cheese bowl at it. So I actually don't know if there was mac and cheese in that bowl, but that's okay. That's just what they're called for like anytime we refer to them, or like I refer to them, and like a couple of the people I know, it's just a mac and cheese bowl, because that's like most of like what comes in it is mac and cheese. There are some also absolutely horrible meals that come in that, but it's a mac and cheese bowl. But that's basically the best description you can give of the bowl. But it was a really good, fun experience on 2 days during lunch. But he has his ID back, so we're all good now. And another quick story. I was gonna get 3 stories in here, but I went full on the ID story. But the second thing is, we had like a French food like kind of party kind of thing. I don't know if I've talked about this, but we had one in the 8th grade, but then they couldn't have them because of COVID last year, and we didn't think we were going to have one this year. But she said that the office and like all of the upper people said that if we prepackaged them and like handed them out individually and not eaten them in class, we could do it. So we did that. I brought bread, a baguette sliced into 20 pieces, which is one of the simpler things that I could have done. I wasn't trying to make like big fancy things. Don't know how to make big fancy French things, but it's like French week, so we're supposed to, spread the French language and all of that stuff. I think it's just French week for kids learning French in schools, because I'm fairly positive if you live in France, every week is French week. I really don't know, but we got a bunch of food. I got like a bunch of like desserts and like cheese, and then I brought bread, so I had a lot of bread left over, so it's kind of fun. But I've been just like eating it slowly because sugar and me don't get along very well, but I like sugar, but my body doesn't like sugar. It's really not fun, but sugar tastes good, so I'm just trying to like get through it, and it tastes really great, and so I'm looking forward to that in the next like couple weeks, eating that. But it was really fun. We just did that during class and then made some posters and stuff with like dumb French jokes on it, all of that stuff on the posters. But it was really fun. But next video I'm going to talk about more stuff that I did this week, mostly stupid funny things. But that's it for this video. It's almost screenshots time, so subscribe if you did like today's video if you want to see more like this. But I do post 4 videos a week, so you can watch another video next time. Bye!